Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the 11 Bang Bang channel. And after a very long wait and much anticipation, we're finally getting around to it. We will be shooting and reviewing the Kibler Woodsrunner in 50 caliber, walnut stock, just an overall beautiful rifle. Now I have a little confession to make. I've already shot this gun. Matter of fact, I've spent the last about 8 hours shooting this gun and trying to get it sighted in. But if you couldn't tell by our front sight here and the way the wings are bent down, we've got her zeroed. So let's go ahead and load her up. We found that this gun really likes a 90 grain charge, so that's what we're going to be using. Go ahead and use my powder measure here. All right, there's 90 grains. Yeah. Plug up our horn again. Pour that down the tube. I'm gonna go grab a patch out of my patch box here. Now this patch box was a little bit of a tight fit when I first got it, but I've lubed it up with some beeswax and that seems to help quite a bit. Go ahead and get a little spit on that there patch there. Grab ourselves a .49 caliber round ball. And these are cast from a very soft lead, actually pure lead pipe. And I do not have my coning jig yet, so we will be using a short starter. Rammer the rest of the way home. Alrighty, let's go ahead and prime her up a little bit here. Same stuff I'm loading with, guys. This is some of our homemade 2F. What do you say, Caleb? We shoot
that red plate?
I think we can make her dance. Yes, sir, Bob. That's a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun. Oh, this is such a nice rifle. All right, let's try to hit the 100-yard gong offhand. Hit exactly where I was aiming. This rifle, guys, is a tack driver. Matter of fact, when I was sighting this rifle in this afternoon at 100 yards from the bench, I stacked 3 rounds on top of each other. I cloverleafed them. So it is a tack driver. What do you say let's load up again and try the 150? Okay, so this gun, as I've stated, is the Kibler Woodsrunner. I refinished the stock myself with 100% pure tung oil, and it looks really nice. It took about 10 coats before it completely stopped taking anymore, but it just looks beautiful, I think. Walnut has always been my favorite kind of wood. I've always just loved the smell of walnut. It always just kind of takes me back to that time as a kid running down along the Medicine River. And you know, you can smell whenever you cut one of them walnut trees down. They got a very distinct smell to them. Very beautiful smell, really. And with this tung oil, whenever I rubbed it in there, it actually brought that old walnut smell back out. So every time I put my face down on this gun, that's what I get. Alrighty. Let's try this 100-yard target again. Seems like a pretty easy shot. Yes, sir, all day, every day. So I'm thinking at 100 yards, I'm hitting that 100-yard gong pretty dead on. I mean, obviously the gun's zeroed at 100. So maybe I'm probably hitting low at 150. Now, for those of you wondering, were these styles of rifles used in the American Revolutionary War? And the answer to that is yes. However, if you couldn't notice from the process here of loading this thing, of why a smoothbore musket might have been more popular, yeah, they take a little longer to load. However, once you do get them loaded, they do generally hit what you're aiming at, generally. But I gotta know where I'm hitting it at 150 here, so I'm gonna aim a little over the target. See if we can't hit him. There, we got him. Okay. Yeah, so at 150, I'm aiming about a foot over the target. And you can see I kind of hit the lower end of it. But yeah, so there are people out there who state that even though this is a rifle, there are people I have personally heard that say that they will never ever shoot out past 100 yards with their smoothbore rifles, their flintlock rifles, because they're just not that accurate. They're pretty accurate.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about some of the features of this rifle and the availability of options that go with this gun. So first options are going to be things like the caliber. You can get 50, 54, or 45. The wood options are going to be walnut, maple, fancy maple, extra fancy maple, or cherry. The gun seen here is walnut stocked and in 50 caliber. Kibler just announced today that the wait time has been dropped down to about 2 to 4 months from the original 6-month wait time. So let's go ahead and talk about the origins of this rifle. The rifle is actually based off of a particular rifle example that is called the Woodsrunner that was built sometime in the 1760s. It features very strong Fowler traits such as a steep drop in the stock right to the comb, a very deep breech. However, I will say that this is by far and away the most pointable rifle I've ever thrown to my shoulder. I can literally close my eyes, throw the rifle to my shoulder, open my eyes, and I will automatically be looking down the sights. And speaking of sights, let's talk about those too. So the rear sight almost seems to be a little bit too low, as I actually ended up filing away almost all of the front sight just to be able to hit the target at 100 yards to 0. However, this is not a real concern for me, because I want this to be a deer rifle that will be able to shoot deer out to 100 yards, and this gun seems to fit the bill perfectly for that. Now you will also notice some of the old Jaeger characteristics, such as the patch box in the stock. These are very nice little features for this rifle. The rifle also features a swamped octagonal barrel, which is 4 inches shorter than the original barrel. I've affectionately called this rifle Sweet Lips, named after the rifle supposedly used to kill Colonel Ferguson at the Battle of Kings Mountain. This rifle likes a .49 caliber ball with a .2 caliber patch and 90 grains of our homemade 2F black powder. Let's talk about the specs of this rifle. It weighs in at 7.5 to 8 pounds. The barrel length is 39 3/4 of an inch. The pull is 13 3/8 to 13.5 inches.
Okay, folks, what we've got going on here is a hostage situation. Ethan's like trying to get the perfect load for this kind of situation. He sees the bottle is being held hostage. Or wait, is the bottle holding the plate hostage or is the plate holding the bottle? I don't know, but I want to shoot the bottle. Well, if you hit a innocent hostage, well, that's bad luck for them. But anyway, he is going to split the bottle and you won't hear anything dinging. Good thing the hostage ain't in a hurry. Also, I got wind in my eyes. Perfect 160-yard shot. This rifle is so much fun, guys. Is it awesome? Just to kind of review, what are my thoughts on the Kibler Woodsrunner as a rifle and as a flintlock? Well, let's put it this way. We're over 100 rounds into this gun in one day, and I have still yet to have a single misfire due to clack and no flash. Like I said, a few flashes in the pan, but other than that, and you can see the shot, the shape of my rock, or what's left of it. This is how much I've been shooting this gun today, guys. This was a new flint whenever I started. Yeah, this gun has been running like a dream. It's very well balanced. The balance point in this gun is actually right here behind the rear thimble. You can see there. So it's a very well balanced gun. It's got a swamped barrel. It's just a really nice gun. So, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Trust in God and keep your powder dry. Bye.